One question that has plagued humanity since the dawn of time is, why do we only have 5 toes on each foot when you can clearly fit at least 7 in your mouth? Another is, which Zelda Oracle game should I play first, Ages or Seasons? A quick Reddit search told me that Seasons is more action-focused, while Ages is more puzzle-focused. Another finger in Seasons' favor is that it's also first chronologically, so that's what I went with. This whole venture was all in the name of science, of course. Nintendo recently announced that both The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages are coming to Nintendo Switch Online in the future. Being the genius I am, I bought them on 3DS Virtual Console literally 5 days before that announcement. Oh well, we all make mistakes, right? I mean, Natalie Portman did Your Highness. Compared to spending $12 on 2 celebrated Zelda games, I'd say I'm much smarter than Natalie Portman when it comes to decision making. Continuing that streak of genius, you bet your big toe I'm making a video on these to try and recoup some of my money. According to Game Rankings, these 2 Game Boy Color Zelda games are nothing short of masterpieces, ranking 3rd and 4th overall on the platform. But 22 years later, in an era where Link can build a car and ride around on it, are these classic Zelda games still worth playing? And the answer is yes. But just like my ex-wife, it hasn't aged super well and could really do with a facelift. For a bit of backstory, I've played many Zelda games in my time, but I missed out on the Oracle titles. So I thought finally going back to these classic Zelda games would be a bigger treat than licking whipped cream off the server's feed at Baskin Robbins. That's the secret 30-second flavor. Unfortunately, playing this classic Zelda game in 2023 was like finding out that the server at Baskin Robbins was actually a Reddit mod who hadn't showered in a few days. Still good, just not as good as it could have been. The story in Oracle of Seasons sees Link moving on from Zelda. In a bachelor-style reality show, he dates 4 women at once: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Autumn is clearly the frontrunner because of how she smells like a pile of leaves and... Oh wait, that was just a dream I had. Damn. Definitely didn't mind the climax during the season finale though, if you know what I mean. Anyways, the real Oracle of Seasons sees Din, the Oracle of Seasons, get kidnapped by Onyx, who I assume evolves into Steelix. That throws the world into chaos because why not? After talking to an exposition tree, you learn it's a Zelda game, so now you have to go into 8 different dungeons, get 8 shiny things, then you're ready to fight the evil guy. Yeah, you're not playing this for the amazing plot. Though that tree does say something is afoot at one point, and that definitely piqued my interest. What you are playing Seasons for is the great top-down Zelda gameplay. Basically, if you played Link's Awakening and liked it, stop watching this video now and play Seasons. Wait, that'll hurt my watch time. Instead, leave this video on in the background while you check to see if the Oracle games are on Switch yet. By the time you find the answer, this will probably be over and you'll have helped me earn a little bit more money, which will definitely go towards necessities like food and rent, and not lotion for my feet that I have to special order from Germany. Then again, smooth feet is a necessity, so you're helping a good cause either way. Anyways, it's a top-down Zelda game with very few surprises, especially for someone who beat Link's Awakening on Switch not too long ago. So it all comes down to the dungeons and bosses. And let me tell you, Oracle of Seasons doesn't get off to a great start. The first dungeon is wholly uninspired with annoying enemies throughout. And right before the generic boss fight, you run into hands that grab you and send you back to the beginning of the dungeon. Basically, the first hour isn't what I'd hoped for from a Zelda game. Then you get the Rod of Seasons. With this, you can change the seasons at will when you stand on a tree stump, beginning with winter. Usually when I play with my rod in winter, my hands get stuck like a tongue on a pole. But in Oracle of Seasons, changing the season to winter means water has frozen over, giving you a chance to walk over it. Or a tree blocking your path in summer is now withered and useless like my ex-wife's mother. After that, it slides into the classic Zelda formula. You go around the world collecting useful items in dungeons, which then you use to unlock new areas, which then lead to more dungeons. And along the way, you get to ride a boxing kangaroo and a weird flying hippo thing. Oracle of Seasons also teaches great life lessons. At one point, you need to get into a locked temple, except the only way in is by getting the key from a troll woman named Rosa. So you give Rosa a ribbon and she immediately agrees to go on a date with you. The lesson Nintendo is trying to teach you here is that you can buy a woman something as insignificant as a ribbon and then she'll do anything you want. Anyways, what I will say is that Oracle of Seasons shows its age regularly. Whenever my health would get low and that irritating warning sound literally never stopped, I wish this had received the remake treatment as well, if only for quality of life improvements like the sounds not giving me a migraine. You have no idea how many vases I broke to try and find health, only to fail and just turn the volume off to stop myself from going crazy. Well, crazier. Or when I had to go into the menu every single room to change my equipped items, I wish the game utilized more buttons. This becomes glaringly obvious in one of the most tedious boss fights towards the end of the game, which requires constant item switching. There's also a lot of trial and error. When you walk into a room with no clear path forward, you just gotta try everything. I would have preferred the new item in each dungeon being the solution, but you have to constantly keep switching items around and hoping for the best. Should you fail at this guesswork, Seasons isn't afraid to punish you. Unlike my special friend, who punishes me by pretending to be Indiana Jones and I'm a disobedient horse, Oracle of Seasons prefers to send you back to the beginning of the dungeon, forcing you to fight the same enemies over again or solve a puzzle you've already solved to reopen a door you've already opened. I definitely would have liked a little more cohesion in the dungeons. I also found the music to be more annoying than listening to my former mother-in-law talk about how amazing my ex-wife's new boyfriend is. Just because he's smarter, handsomer, and makes more money, it doesn't mean he's better than me, Carol. Oh, and the sound of the magnetic gloves made me wish I didn't have ears. Like, it's crazy how long I played Oracle of Seasons with the sound off because it was so grating in places. Ultimately, I did beat Oracle of Seasons, and I watched the teaser for Oracle of Ages in the end credits, but I didn't have any desire to immediately jump into the sequel. And I'm not the kind of person who fingers a video game for hours, then when I'm done with that game, I finger another slightly different game. Unless we're at a club and it's dark and she totally looks like you. I'm sure I'll play Oracle of Ages when it comes to Switch. I just have dozens of other games in my backlog I want to play first. Because I don't want to be blamed for spoiling things too much, like when I told my coworker who just started Season 1 of Lost that the polar bear literally means nothing, I'll wind things down. Regardless of my gripes with a game older than my current girlfriend, if you enjoyed Link's Awakening, either the original or the Switch version, this is more of that, offering up roughly the same amount of playtime and gameplay. I don't think Oracle of Seasons is as good as A Link to the Past or A Link Between Worlds, but it's still worth playing in 2023. Just be aware that you'll be hoping for more modern features like daily foot rubs and no safe words. Oops, I got my Zelda wishlist mixed up with my Perfect Woman wishlist. If you fit that criteria though, feel free to slide into my DMs. Like 7-Eleven, they're always open.